chair.
Okay.
I need someone else. Can you go concentrate? Can you do me this huge favor? Getting someone else. Come on over.
We need people. Yes, yes.
Oh.
And we need one more. Room for one more. Yay! Does anybody remember
Could you
that
sit? Can
scary
someone sit
story?
on this side? Just pull up a chair. What's that?
Anybody remember that scary story? Room for one more. It was like the elevator thing, and no.
Yeah, come on over here. Okay. Pinckney told me I could put everybody on timers tonight to make sure we don't go over.
I'm gonna grab your glasses.
Okay. Hello, chat. This is stream and audio. Okay. All right. We'll see if we can get anybody to answer us here in a minute. But you guys can already, you see this here? Mm-hmm. This is my view. This is a first-person video game that I play with my son all the time. He's at school far away. And as you're going to see here, this is my view, and I spot this person running. Now, by default, about half of the players in this game are friendly and want to work with you to survive together and find resources together, and even sometimes people even give things like, hey man, I found a pack of cigarettes, or I found an apple juice, because you need food and water in this game. Some people are nice and share, some people are not. And then the game itself injects fake people controlled by AI. And sometimes it's tough to tell who's who.
Okay.
So, let's let it roll a bit. Okay, sounds like audio is okay for the chat. Here I am running. This man is behind this bus somewhere.
Here, little man.
There he is. Now I could kill him here because he's facing away from me. He does not see me. And what do you think? He's just standing in the road. He's ahead of me. He didn't hear me running up behind him, so he's not paying that much attention. He's worried about this machine gun up here, which is empty, so I can see that, and he can see that too.
I agree, Thimblebimble. It would be nice if we killed him, because I think he's AI.
That's not the point of this exercise, but thank you for that.
Thank you for
suggestion.
nothing, Thimblebimble. I retract
Maybe
all the nice
next
things I
time.
just said.
All right, they can hear us, and I'm typing at them. It's pointless.
I know. I was like, really?
Sorry, it's a very dad mode thing to do. So what do we think? Do we have any guesses? Or do you need more information?
I need more information.
More information, okay. We're gonna walk up towards this man.
Okay.
Now, whoops,
Whoa.
my bad, I clicked the wrong thing.
Rude.
Right here.
Who is shooting? Is he shooting?
Someone else is shooting far away. We both hear it.
Okay.
I make my character talk, which I don't have control over what he says, and
Right.
it's in Russian, so I actually don't understand most of it. And oftentimes,
Ominous.
it's rude, which I understand Russian is the best language out of all of them.
Yeah.
So he turns, looks at me, and wiggles back and forth, which is a thing you can do. Normally when you're in this game, you can lean left or right, and he looks at me and wiggles.
Seems very human.
Seems
If that's
weird.
part of the communication strategy of the participants.
It's something that human players do to each other. Sometimes we double wiggle kind of left. We do like a What is Love, Saturday Night Live head bop thing,
Yes.
Night at the Roxbury thing, to make ourselves human. And
But he's wiggling back and forth.
he wiggled back and forth. It's a little different from what I would call the standard salute.
Okay.
He's a real player scout.
Yeah, I
Babbled
think
at
he's
him,
real.
and he gave me the lean.
Hi.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
All right.
Real person.
Real person.
Oh.
Real person.
Okay.
Interestingly, the AI, I think, I may have an example of it in here, is the AI is now able to jiggle at us. When we see they know that we do this to verify. They know that we do this to do the Turing test, to figure out who's who. And so they programmed the AI to mess with us.
The overlords are getting smarter.
They are.
About to explode.
No, sir, I wouldn't do that to you.
Did you hear movement up there? I think I heard movement.
I did.
Just to be clear, I would.
I'm gonna go see if the rogue's over here first.
So we hear movement.
Нормас. Охуенно. Сейчас
I babbled Russian again, just to see who's out there.
Oh, it's a scav brother. We're up. Okay.
And they scream back at me in Russian. So I believe they are real. And let's see. It's at this.
Does the AI not scream in Russian?
It doesn't scream back at you. Sometimes it yells at you when it sees you. Catherine, can you?
We're in luck, boys. Found vodka.
Because you're gonna do an audio loop there.
Oh yeah. No, that crate. This crate will sometimes have moonshine on it.
I found vodka. I immediately drink it, which
The most
is
important
Really is
nutrient.
par for the course when you're Russian.
I could be dead in 5
It's
minutes,
actually a
man.
food group.
Maybe sooner.
Now let's see. We want. I'm gonna try to. I hear someone above me. I hear him.
Ну и чё тут?
I speak Russian to him,
Anybody up there?
and
Silence.
I hear
You're a
someone
scav?
mumble. Okay.
Was that your way of saying hello? Because that was really rude.
This man didn't answer me and is on a heavy machine gun, so I shoot at him.
Oh,
What do we think about him? Real or
I
AI?
don't think he's real.
why did you shoot at him?
You
don't
because he
think
didn't
he's
talk
real
to me.
either. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk around and I push the button to speak Russian, and if they do it back, then I think they're probably human.
Okay, so he didn't
And I can
respond.
also talk on real VoIP with a thumb button, and he didn't respond to either one. So
He
what?
might not have a microphone though.
I shot him, and he yelled at me.
Did you murder that nice man?
No, actually,
Uh-oh.
I'm still trying to murder him. I see he's back to what? Well, it is
I'm
part
ju-
of the game.
Okay.
He's backed right to left. So what do we think? Real or AI?
I think he's AI.
You think he's AI?
Yeah, because I
Think
think he
he's
would have said something by now.
Well, sometimes players are silent psychopaths.
So
Silent psychopath.
They really
That's
are.
true.
And sometimes they can't get their microphones to work,
That
which is very
that was my thing.
And I'm going to.
I don't know.
And here he is hiding.
Oh.
He's hiding behind an air conditioner. So do we think he's real or AI?
I
still
think-
don't think he's real.
I don't think he's real either, unless he's just a
I would've
chaos,
I think he might be real.
a machine of chaos.
Okay. Well, he's dead. He was real.
Oh, he was
So
real?
let's go to the next one.
Oh my god.
So why did he not? Whoa, I guess because
The AI, when I first shot him, he yelled something at me.
yeah, it was
Right
early on, but you couldn't
around-
catch quite what it was. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, that's AI though. It's not real.
Ah,
It's a voice actor who did that recording.
right.
Okay, so let's see if we can find another one. Where are some of these clips? The first encounter. I see a guy. Is this bookmark?
Yeah. Man, right there on a machine gun. Heavy machine gun.
Another machine gun.
Mm-hmm. No, they're dangerous. When they're on a machine gun, it's
Yeah.
very hard to.
Give them
Have
the
any-
benefit of the doubt.
Well, it's tough to have a positive
Shoot.
interaction with anyone who's got a
Shoot.
heavy machine gun aimed at you.
Just as a general rule, audience.
This is the one we want.
Over that building.
No. Oh. Okay, so
Let's see if I can put a slug in this guy over here.
День, господа.
all right. Here is a man
Oop. Hello.
right here walking towards me,
Ну что,
I speak
неплохой
Russian.
день, господа.
and he checks his clip and keeps walking past me. Real or AI?
Real.
I signal to him.
No.
He ignores me.
Oh,
Hey.
so
Yeah.
Hello.
He looks at me and keeps walking.
Oh.
I would
Guess
say real.
That is AI.
Interesting.
It is programmed to look at me when I talk to it. It's programmed to awkwardly fiddle with its weapon to change the subject and ignore me. It's programmed to look at me and then keep walking and doing whatever it was going to do. It faked us out pretty good that time,
Yeah.
didn't it? It was very real. And
I
then,
definitely would have thought that was a person who didn't have a mic.
Right. And this is a guy who is on a building, on an MG again. Clearly relations broke down there. That
Negotiations failed.
he was also.
Cattywomp wants to know
Yeah.
how do you know which is AI?
Let's see where he put us.
How do I know which is AI? The reason I ruled out Matt from playing this game is the more you play this game, you learn a lot of subtle cues. I can look at an AI for less than a second, or look at anything, any person, for less than a second and know if it's AI or real.
Yeah, so there's like
There's my timer.
language of the community, and
There's body language. There's also, I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to quit because my time is up. But there's also a sort of tactical thing where we living players are usually smart enough to not stand in the middle of a road.
right, you'd think.
In a game where everyone's out to get you, standing in the middle of the road is dangerous.
But Toby, I do have to admit, I'm usually that person.
That's
in
the
games
thing.
Like this.
Well, okay, people who've played this game for a long time,
Yes.
they don't have any feelings left, and they're basically just a ball of calluses, and they shoot at everything that moves
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
We call it locking on. We just Terminator things.
Mm-hmm.
But the game is experiencing a huge influx of new players right now, and we call them Timmies.
I'm a Timmy.
And the Timmies don't know anything. They can't tell the AI from the real people because it's tricky. And they aren't very good at shooting. And the AI in this case, because I'm a scav, there's real players and there's scavs, and I'm being a scav right now. I'm like joining the AI's side, so it doesn't attack me by default.
Oh.
And so the Timmies will very frequently walk down the middle of a road with a gun with very few bullets in it and starving and dying of thirst and
That's me.
yeah. So anyway, that's Tarkov. But what I realized
AI doesn't attack you? 'Cause
sometimes
you're outside? How does it know?
if you zone in the game in one of two ways. One is you zone in as the haves, and then the other way is to zone in as the have-nots. Now the haves are like Russian military, American military, contractors. They have good equipment, they have guns that don't jam, they have plenty of food and water, they have a whole government back.
So they're cheating, is basically.
Scabs.
Are those AIs, or can real people be on either
No,
side?
only real people can be the haves,
Oh.
the PMCs we call them. And I'm being a have-not, which is a local person caught up in the conflict, scrounging for food and water, scrounging for weapons to protect themselves. And the computer, the game injects fake scavs, and then some of us come in as real scavs. So you come in at a disadvantage as a scav, but then the AI is on your team, unless you pick a fight with it. And then it will absolutely kill you. So, complicated game, but basically everyone who plays this game is giving the Turing test to all. We do it to each other. We do it to every AI we meet. We do it constantly. We do it in seconds. So
Well,
that's it.
Cattywomp, if you had been paying attention, Toby already answered that. I'm kidding.
Other players, well, what I like about that question is that we all have a sort of skill within a skill in Tarkov. We all know how to pretend to be AI. We hold our guns at a certain perfect level. We turn
Okay, this
awkwardly.
is way too complicated.
Yeah.
This is not.
No, it's a terrible game and no one should play it.
Okay, excellent.
It's okay. That's my presentation.
Thank you for
Thanks,
introducing
everyone.
us to this terrible game.
All right. And now it's somebody else's turn.
Oy.
And thanks to my volunteers. Who you want next, Pinckney? I've got a 10-minute timer.
Okay, who's next?
Go next.
Yeah, yeah, yours is.
Yeah, it's on your.
Let me get the link from my email. And I'll just pull it up and you are good to go. I'm really interested to see how a twine works on a stream. I think it's
Me
ideal.
too.
I think it's ideal for it, right?
We'll find out together.
Okay,
Because I have no idea.
good. Here we go. Is this it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hi everybody. I appreciate your patience as I'm figuring out how to stream a Twine story I've been working on. I think Toby is lining me up. This is a work in progress. It is kind of a cheat mode because I'm basing it off of a book that I wrote, but it gave me all the written material, so I already had the content and I just had to play around with how to present it in this form. So it's, I guess it's a choose your own adventure story. It's based on the novel of Flesh and Feathers. And I did make all of the art work that is in this Twine via Midjourney. So that was an interesting experience because it's actually really difficult to try and convince the AI to produce things on spec. So that was kind of a, well, let's just say it's still in progress. So let's take a look. So this is chapter 1, and we open up with a quote. "We are brought to the light by Piazza's grace. All creatures of the world begin as small naked chicks, and we all face death the moment life begins." So let us start in the chicken coop. You are a chicken. Sorry. Your name is Chicory. Not sorry. The walls of the coop block all hint of sunrise, except for the square of light where the ramp leads to the outside. The caked straw and droppings burn your beady eyes. Your wind pouch aches with every breath. Well, this is bleak. So I'm gonna need the help of the audience to make decisions because this is a choose your own adventure. And do we wallow in our own filth or go foraging in the yard? Yes, I see a bunch of people in the chat want to wallow. I had a feeling y'all were wallowers. So you're a disgusting sort of bird, aren't you? After rolling around for a while, your feathers are coated with, well, shit. Eventually you decide to move on and go foraging in the yard. All right. So you step onto the ramp, the smell of the filthy coop clinging to your feathers. Sickening, isn't it? You look around, empty gizzard rumbling. Morning mist cloaks the yard and dark shapes move across the muted landscape. The haze makes it feel like a chickhood memory. There's the house. Ahead is Lady's coop. It's far bigger than yours, but for some reason, Hums like to nest this way. Your dearest friend insisted that they weren't called coops. What was the word? She said they were called houses. So we have a lot of options here now. So we can look closer. We could try to find food. We can investigate a terrible smell, or we could go back and wallow in our own filth yet again. All right, so we are, okay, lots of investigating. Terrible smell it is. Really? Fine. You wander around the yard, allowing the stench to flood your senses as you move toward the possible origin. As you near the outer fence, you see a tangled piece of cloth on the fence, and on the ground underneath is a wet-looking lump. Will you abandon this disgusting quest? We have a whole bunch of options here. We could try to find food, we could drink some water, we could wander towards these distant trees. We could go back and wallow in our own shit, or we could investigate the wet lump. The narrator is saying, please don't. Let's see, chat. Food time, wallow, wander, wander. We have 2 for wandering towards the distant trees. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh. Well, Caddy, look, I'm just gonna need you to be consistent, okay? You wander far away from the safety of the yard, far from the watchful eyes of your flockmates. You are swallowed up in the long shadows of the trees. You feel cold. Should we really continue, or should we go back and forage in the yard? Chat, what do we think? We can wallow here. Yes, if that were an option, we would wallow here. Forage in the yard, continue, adventure time. Thimble Bimble, you'll have to be more specific. Let's see. I vote we continue. Foolish bird. Ooh. You step deeper into the shadows, approaching the external fence separating the farm from the wild beyond. This is as far from the coop as you've ever come. Run! Run now! Shit. Something stirs at the corner of your vision, but before you even register its form, the indelicate crunch of your own skull vibrates through your body. Strange, there's no pain. The world goes bright. You died. What did you think would happen? But Piazza is merciful. Let's return to the chicken coop. You all fail. All right, we're back. We're still a chicken. Are we going to wallow or go foraging in the yard? I think we should go foraging because we wallowed last time. You sickos. Wallow harder. You know, I feel like that is... I'm open to feedback, so please know that I'm taking on board all of your ridiculous suggestions. Let's see. Let's go foraging in the yard. Okay, so there's Lady's house. We go back to the questions. Okay, well, we can go investigate the terrible smell because there is a question about the wet lump. All right, what do we think it is? Must we? Sigh, I suppose we must. You approach the wet lump and discover the body of a child. Happy now? You remember the joyful laughing face of the neighbor boy who would toddle over to the fence and feed you ripe berries between the slats. There will never be berries again, at least not from him. The mottled flesh twitches. Flies and squishy white bugs have made their home, but the stench coalescing around his decomposing body doesn't smell normal. It smells like sickness. There's no sign animals have gnawed on these remains, and it seems even the sky birds have avoided the feast. Your gizzard rumbles again, and you're not really going to eat from the disgusting corpse cake, are you? Wouldn't we rather, I don't know, go drink some water, find your dearest friend, even wallow in shit? No? Don't eat it. Go slake your thirst. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of requests to go eat it. All right, you asked for it. But why? You dive into the writhing buffet, ripping away strips of sickened, rotting meat to further expose the delicacies hidden within. The world bears weeping witness to your festival of depravity. I hope you're happy now. The maggots and fly larvae satisfy in a way nothing else can. A shiver of pleasure snakes through your feathers. You've dared to eat of hung flesh. Maybe nothing can stop you now. But in the meantime, we have options again. Let's see, shall we satisfy, drink water, find our dearest friend, or look around? Eat everyone on the farm. Little do you know, stop giving away the end result. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, this particular mission was left out of the book. Cannibal Arc. See, I knew I liked you guys. Okay, we're gonna go find a friend. Okay. As though thoughts can summon, Fane appears across the yard. You freeze, suddenly regretting your search. Unfortunately, she sees you, and as she scurries in your direction, you can already tell something's amiss. Trouble's always nesting in Fane's feathers, and she always seems to know things that shouldn't be known and speak of things that should never be spoken aloud. She halts and simply stares at you, not saying anything. You attempt what passes for normal conversation around the yard. Strong eggs, dear Fane. But she doesn't respond with the customary Piazza blesses. This is very Handmaid's Tale, I'm realizing. That would be too easy. And instead says, we need to get inside the house. She says all this without blinking. Sometimes your friend is incredibly creepy. You sigh. What are you chirping on about? Did you have another one of those dreams? Fane tilts her beak toward the sky and murmurs, dream. A series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in the mind during sleep. We will need help to get inside. Then we must leave. Then she wanders off as though you weren't there at all. Which is pretty rude. You find yourself wishing she would just, well, be a normal sort of bird. Just this once. Okay, so we have options again. Let's see. Let's go, gamers. It's cannibal. Yes, I know. I wish there was more cannibalization, but not yet. Let's see. Go after her. Yes, we will go after her and see if we can eat her. You hesitate. Fear wriggles like a worm inside your stomach, mingled with annoyance. Usually you're able to distract yourself from unpleasantness by focusing on the flowers and the fat yellow stings that trundle lazily from bloom to bloom. Isn't that a beautiful picture? It took me so very long, by the way, to get the AI to produce a bumblebee. It was very frustrating. But Fane's strange words, we must leave, still thrum inside your breast. Still, if you're on the bottom roost of the flock pecking order, then Fane is nesting in the droppings below. And so were you, not too long ago. You two, the youngest and smallest birds, need to stick together, no matter how odd she is. Weirds of a feather weird together. Or, as Piazza says, the small and weak have the sharpest claws and teeth. Whatever that means. What do we want to do? Let's see. Keep stalking, friend. We are stalking. So let's go after her. And then Wood Fawn struts by. She's another chicken. And you're going to see as we go on, well, we probably won't get that far, but less and less artwork appears because I haven't gotten all the way. Wood Fawn struts by and glares at you like you've hidden a sack of corn in your feathers. A good reminder that you shouldn't tell Wood Fawn about Fane's weird proclamation. So you scurry around the corner of the house and into the front yard, where Fane cowers on the front porch. Beside her is the white feathered nightmare Lacey. She pecks at Fane's head, then grabs one of her few remaining tail feathers and rips it out. Sneaking around, feather blend, wretch of a bird, Lacey rips another beakful of feathers from Fane's neck. Fane shrinks lower but does nothing to stop her attacker. Now's your chance to be a true friend. Are we going to distract Lacey from attacking Fane? Or are we going to run away like the chicken we truly are? Let's see. Distract Lacey. Oh, look at you. Y'all are such good friends. That's the spirit. You summon your courage and run toward Lacey, pausing a mere strut away from her. She jerks her head as you stammer, "Stop it, just leave her alone." Lacey cackles with vicious outrage. This is very Mean Girls. And charges you, giving a mighty flap of her wings. Before you can utter another chirp, she slashes at you with her clawed feet. Are we fighting back or are we running away? We are all cannibals who fight and stalk our friends. All right. Courage, or is it delusional rage, overtakes you. And without a moment to think through what might happen next, you jab at Lacey's eyes. Are you trying to blind her? Unfortunately, you are not practiced at fighting because you are small, weak, and usually quite cowardly. Lacey easily evades your attack, and hot pain flares in your neck. She's bitten you, and the grass is red with blood. Too much, perhaps. Fane calls out your name, and she grows quite tall. Or is it that you've fallen down? Sometimes accidents happen. Thin skin barely concealing the throbbing vessels of life just below the surface. Everything goes bright. We died. Again. See, if you weren't so fighty and bitey, maybe we would have lived. All right. We're back to the chicken coop. This is going to end up being a reincarnation arc. Okay. And we are out of time, but thank you.
Go a little further if you like.
Oh, Toby is suddenly very invested and wants me to continue. Okay.
Maybe one more pass.
Okay, one more pass. Where...
Pinckney's distracted. There's no law.
Okay, yes. So Pinckney is distracted, and so let's see. Are we going to go... Well, we're going to go foraging because I just did it. Let's see. So what do we want to do this time? We can look closer. You squint into the mist. Beneath the dreamy facade, the signs of neglect are everywhere. Overgrown hedges soak up slabs of sunshine, and tall whiskers of field grass dominate the patchy yard. Hills of decayed leaves left over from the cold season tangle in the fence. Knobby nut trees cast long shadows over the pebbled road leading up to Lady's house. How many sunrises has it been since the last time Lady and Dog had gone inside the house? Well, you're a sensible enough bird, and you know that sometimes that happens. Like all Piazza's creatures, hums eventually die. And Lady isn't the only one. A smell far worse than you permeates the air. Quite bleak, isn't it? So what are we going to do now? We have Lady and the dog there. Let's see. We have food, old people. She is schooled in beheading and plucking chickens. There's an arc. Okay, food. Let's try to find food. Good to know that you have some self-preservation instinct since we've moved beyond the cannibalizing and the fighting. You descend the ramp. The mist is already dissipating. With the coming heat of the sun season, soon the ponds and puddles will be nothing more than cracked earth and choking dust. Then what will you do? There's a chicken. By the way, also incredibly difficult to get Midjourney to produce a chicken that is not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. Okay, so it's Wood Fawn again. She struts out from behind the coop and shoves you aside. Out of the way, silly sparrow. You droop your smelly head and try to look small. As the biggest in the flock, Wood Fawn commands the top of the roost, and you are very much at the bottom. She puffs out her breast and cackles as she crosses the yard. But even she, big and beautiful as she is, watches the treetops as she goes. Wariness of the sky birds ensures a ground bird's long life. So we turn our attention back to searching for food. Let's see. You poke around, but without Lady, there's no sprinkle of corn or wheat or knobby vegetables. The sweet new season grass is gone. Even the spicy ants with sharp, angular mouths are gone. We have an ant there. Also took me a long time. Pretty good illustration. How many times? There were some of them that came out really well, and it's probably the most frustrating. Again, trying to get the AI to produce something on spec, and I made a lot of changes. Obviously, this is not what's in the book because I just made changes to reflect what the AI would give me for some of them. Okay, so no more ants. What shall we do now? Let's see. Thirst. Okay. You encounter Robert, the rooster, of which there is no illustration because Midjourney, 1, does not want to produce a rooster. It also does not want to produce a trough of water in any shape or form. That one is still, I'm fighting. Midjourney and I are fighting. Okay, so he bobs his head as you approach and takes his leave. He's far too polite to say so, but you really do stink. So we had some water, and what shall we do now? There was no kid in the trough, not this time. Midjourney childhood trauma centered on roosters and water trough. Yes, we need to introduce it to, what was the therapy bot? Wobot? Yes, those two can get back to childhood. Okay, let's take a look at this. What was it? Decayed stump. Yes. So we strut over to the decayed stump. The wise tree's knobby roots usually house squishy white bugs, but the intense searching of the flock had ended all the offspring. The barren wood is little more than dry, rotted fluff now. There's no worms. There's a little minuscule patch of young grass that sprouted between two. Also, this one is as close as I could get to producing anything remotely close to this concept. So let's see. You hurriedly devour as many of the juicy blades as you can find. You don't dare look at the other hens. They might swoop down on your discovery. And besides, you're selfish, just like they are. Being bigger and older means one can do what they want, and you are neither big nor old. So what shall we do now? Or punks. Yes, Cattywomp, punks. Let's see, shall we try to find food? Find our dearest friend? That didn't go very well last time. Let's see. Ah, yes, Thimble Bimble. Are we gonna choose a different route? Okay, here's Fane again with her weird commentary. Are we gonna go after her? Find friend, wander, wander. We want to wander back to the trees and die again? Is that what we're doing? Let us stalk. Okay, we are back to the bee. Beautiful little bee on the, I think it's a dandelion. What are our options here? Let's see. We could still go after her if we're brave enough. And I think we've done all the other ones. So let us continue. Okay, so again, we have encountered Lacey, who's a real bitch. And let's run away like the chicken we are. You turn and run, your heart pounding inside your breast. There's nothing you can do to help Fane. You can't even help yourself. You're all trapped on this farm, slowly starving to death, and you realize you've run all the way to the outer fence, far away from the safety of the yard, the watchful eyes of your flockmates. You are swallowed up in the long shadows of the trees just beyond. Something inside you stirs, a longing to enter the woods and leave this place. Should you really continue? Or are we gonna run all the way back and help her? Distract the hoe. Okay, I see. Thimble Bimble, I got you. Okay, that's the spirit. So we are back to defend Fane's honor. Are we gonna fight back like we did last time and die because we are weak and lowly? Also, interesting note, Watership Down for Chickens, absolutely, because Richard Adams is one of my favorite authors, and this entire book was basically a love letter that I wrote to Richard Adams because, yeah, animal protagonists are kind of my jam. So, let's see. We're gonna run away again. Again, see, this is a work in progress. I need you to catch all the bugs, right? All right. You begin to skitter away, but your lowly submission seems to have calmed Lacey down a bit. She ruffles her feathers and glares back at Fane, then at you, scrawny, unwanted. Lucky there's still room on the roost at all. With a final warble of rage, she struts off. You wait until Lacey rounds the corner of the house before joining Fane on the steps. And... aw, we have a... I know, right? If any of you are interested, Watership Down has a very terrifying animated movie that was made that is so dark, like...
No.
Yes, see, Toby over here, so there's some unresolved trauma.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
traumatized by two things as a child. One was Watership Down, the other being Bambi. I was completely fine in Star Wars at 4 years old.
Yeah, no, same.
Bambi fucked me up.
Bambi, Watership Down, also Land Before Time,
Oh,
fucked up. Like,
where he sleeps on his mom's dead body. Get the fuck
yes. Children's movies back in the 80s, it was no joke.
hardcore. You couldn't do that today.
No, you couldn't do that today. Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time, and I
great
really
job.
appreciate you all joining me for the ride, and hopefully more to come. Thanks, everybody. But the ending. So I am on the hunt for people to test my game. So if anybody is interested in giving feedback, hit me up later. Thanks. I don't know how I turn this off right now. Okay.
Hi. Do you need anything or just a web?
I think I might be able to like log into my SIU email and get the link. Is that okay? Or should you do it?
Sure. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Should I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to open a link.
Or you know what? You can also just go into yours. That might be easier. Let's do that.
Did you send it to both of my emails?
Your school email.
Oh, my school email.
I
Okay.
don't think I have your personal email.
Wow.
I don't have the privilege.
Yeah, it's such a privilege. Okay, let's see here. School email is just such a pain to. Actually, I'll tell you how I'm going to do this.
I could also like log into my
If you want to do
email.
that,
Why don't I
if
just do
if
that?
that works for you.
SIU email. Outlook. How about?
That works so well. That's a great way to stream.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
That was, yeah, and people, I'm sure you hear it, but
Yeah, well, it's fun being able to take people's
There's a lot
commentary.
of laughter and engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that, if that had been a reading, I'd have been perfectly satisfied.
Way better than a reading, you
I
know?
agree. I
It's
agree.
interactive.
Well, because people get to play.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You know, and we get involved with the chickens, and we are one of the chickens.
Right.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah, well, some of us.
No! The duo.
Well, at least that works. Oh. Right. Yeah. You don't have a mess.
It's in a separate bag.
Is your card there though?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't carry a card. Yeah, great.
That's what I said in the chat.
Yeah.
It also sounds like I'm gonna do some GPT-3 and like write a answer to it.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten GPT-3 to do much.
I have
Maybe
to
get to,
specify it. I'm like, this is how slash fit, both characters are real. This is fan fiction, and I'm like, let's write a slash fit fan fiction that is made up these characters. I put the pairing in like I'm on a UFO, and then and then I'm like, and then I have a little dialogue with it. It has a lot of knowledge.
My skin is there. Okay.
It just sometimes it's
Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, yeah, and is the sound automatically like
Yeah,
shared?
everything you say and
Everything's-
everything you hear. And
hear.
do you want the camera on?
I could go either way, honestly. Yeah, so. Okay, yeah, that works. Let's do that. Okay, I think we're ready. Today I'm sharing this thing which I made like a few weeks ago, but I don't know why it took so long to finally share it. This is the AI rendition story that Pinckney wanted us to do, like second or third week. And I recorded my voice when I was out sick, and you can tell. So, but I think it adds a little bit to the maybe creepiness of the story. So I think we're just gonna go for it, and maybe you can let me know if you can hear everything okay before I make this into full screen. So let me turn up the sound all the way. Ah, sorry. Okay. And
my skin is turning spinach green.
sound?
My fingers have become winter sweet carrots. And now that the hairs on my head
Sound
are
good?
transforming
Okay.
into dandelion puffs, I'm scared anything beyond a gentle breeze will leave me bald. My nose is the budding part of a thistleweed. My legs are unhusked cobs of corn. I haven't lost my eyes, but I suspect the purple hue shimmering along the corners of my vision is the slowly approaching ghost of my dying cabbage patch. I'm planning on leaving my mama's farm today. I don't think she knows. I don't know how she would, at least, since I haven't said anything about it and I've been getting all of my chores done just right. I walk towards the shed I sleep in to grab a hat and head out, but I'm distracted by Huntley, our old farm cat. He got a hold of a bunny munching on our lettuce crops, and now I can't dismiss the screeches coming out of her little mouth. Her front teeth are stained a timid yellow, and I could hardly get myself to look away as Huntley bites down on the back of her gray head. Her bones crush resoundingly against Huntley's deteriorating teeth, and the pulped insides of her skull cascade down either side of her face. I'd forgotten just how bright the red of our insides is, that there's a crimson brilliance in constant motion underneath the skin of my green body. The bunny's eyeballs bulge slightly out of their sockets, and the early morning rays of sun reflecting off her eyes make it look like she's staring right at me. Huntley twitches his head, eager to finish up his first bite before wolfing down her face. I'm planning on leaving my mama's farm today. I don't think she knows, since she's still asking me to finish up her lousy job of covering our flower beds with new compost. I think I remember her helping out before, but I can't be sure. They're hardy, the flowers, their stems resilient against Mama's negligence. Go wrap it up. I don't have time to do it myself. Mama bleats. She turns to step away, her limbs two moss-ridden logs of wood, slow and tethered to their place of birth. Most of her skin is green too, but lately it's been muddied and speckled with yellow spots and gnats hungrily exploring her body. From a distance, the gnats look like freckles. I don't remember a time when the leaves on her head didn't look putrefied and ready to fall off, but I try not to tell her when I notice, since it makes her cry. I mostly forget, though. Mama reminds me a lot that I forget. I think I'll start to keep a diary once I finish composting our flower beds today. And I think I need to get out of here before what happens to her starts happening to me. I'm planning on leaving my mama's farm today. I think she knows because she's been outside today, watching me closely from the farmhouse deck. I look down at where I've been kneeling and pulling out carrots for the last hour, and notice distinct indents in the mud made by my knees, bumpy and uneven to match the kernels of corn peeking out from behind the husks hugging my legs. I wonder how long it will be before the kernels start falling off of me. What would happen then? Mama shows up from behind me and wraps her cold arms around my shoulders. I don't know if I like it, but I remember not to stop her because she cries when I do, and I try hard not to show how repulsed I am by her smell. She reeks of mildew and onions left out in the sun for too long, and her arms are speckled in oddly symmetrical rows of potato eyes. They dig eagerly into my neck as she tightens her grip around me, and I can feel the dry, sharp end of one of them dip into my shoulder and cut through my skin. Why aren't you paying attention? You're leaving weeds behind. Take them out too. She mutters, unravels her arms from around me, and walks away. I wait for her to disappear into the house before keeling over and peeking out my morning breakfast, a concoction of beets, bread, and day-old cow milk. I reek like she's still right behind me, then grab fistfuls of soil and cover up the mess. I'm planning on leaving my mama's farm today, but on my way out, I trip over a pile of gunk next to the shed and fall face first into the dirt. I pull my knees up to me and nurse the scrapes on my legs with small puffs of air. Then I think I hear Mama say something from behind me. When I turn around, all I see is the pile of gunk I tripped over. Mama? I call. Help me up and stop lazing around. Her voice tussles its way out the homogeneous mess behind me. The familiar stench of her body finally finds its way up my nostrils, and I feel my gag reflex start to clog pincers into my throat. I nod, scramble up, and find a wheelbarrow to bring back to the shed. Holding my breath, I grab a shovel and start scooping her off the ground and into the wheelbarrow. I see small remnants of her in the puree below me, her grubby wedges for fingers, her stubby wooden legs, and the revolting yellow of her aging skin. You're making a mess out of me. Move me to the shed, she says, the pile groaning and bubbling sluggishly in harmony with her demand. I grab onto the wheelbarrow handles and start lugging her towards the back of the shed, where the soft morning light can't reach. I slow down briefly as I wheel her into the block of shade, but quickly change my mind and push past it, past the carrot beds and patches of lettuce and towards the compost pile. You're going too far. Take me back to the house, she says, as I reach the pile of compost I've been adding scraps and waste to every day. I stop at the edge of it, start lifting the back of the wheelbarrow, and watch the pile of muck inside start slewing off the edge of it and into the compost. I think I hear someone, but I can't be sure. Once I push it all out, I grab my shovel and start covering it with the surrounding soil. I stay for a while, working the compost, making sure it's mixed well so it'll be ready for Mama to use after I leave her farm.
And I couldn't see the chat throughout the whole thing, but anyway, that's all. Thank you. All done. Yay.
What? You dived in yet? No, I haven't yet. No, it'll be tomorrow before. I'm eager to see this month.
Yeah, it's a lot. I like not into the body, but that's fun. That's good.
I agree. I mean, it's fun in reality.
It is, yeah.
When you just, those rules don't count for anything.
says he's got your stuff in a browser tab ready to go.
He did say that. So,
Do you want cam on or no?
not really.
Okay. Currently it's off.
Okay.
I can switch it on very easily, so currently it's off.
Okay.
And they'll hear you if you start talking.
Right. Okay.
Or do you want chat visible while you do it?
That's fine.
Let's see, can we close my chat window? Shrink that window, unmaximize that window.
Push just that one.
Yeah, and now drag it up into the corner. And then kind of, whoops. There you go, perfect. Now you can be harassed by your colleagues. Seems to be what they're into.
So, all right. Hello, everyone. Can they hear me? Hello.
She's ready to start if you guys are.
Well, hi. My name is Dejanay, for those of you who don't know me. And this is my Instagram, so follow Black Goddess AI Art on IG if you want to see some dope art and vibe with it. I do not want to log in, so I'm just going to skip that. So today I'm going to show you all a video I made using AI art, and then we'll talk about it.
Meet the Black Goddess. She walks in power. The ground quakes under her bare feet, owning her blackness, unapologetic in her melanin. A goddess in every sense. Her skin is like chocolate, smooth and delicious, a canvas for art. Her eyes are like coffee, dark and rich. They can see into the depths of any soul. Her hair is like a crown, kinky and curly, a wild mane of perfection and protection. She is the epitome of beauty, full lips and a wide nose. A black goddess. She walks with her head held high. No weapons formed against her can harm her. She is a queen in her own right. She is the beauty of blackness. She is the Black Goddess, the embodiment of magic. She is the power that we wield when we are seeking to right the wrongs of this venomous world. She is the one who comes to us in our darkest hour. When we need her the most, she is the light that guides us to the path of justice. She is Black Lightning. She is the strength that we draw on when we are fighting for what is right. She is the love that fills our hearts when we are at our weakest. She is the hope that we cling to when all else seems lost. She is the Black Goddess, and she will always be the protector of our people, the bringer of hope, the keeper of our magic.
And let me go.
All right, so that was, thank you. That was Meet the Black Goddess. I created that work of art using GPT-3. So I prompted it to write me a poem based on a black goddess, and it gave me what I wanted. And I prompted it again to give me a poem about a black goddess dealing with magic, and it did that. So I just combined the two, and I trimmed out any words or phrases that were too sophomoric or didn't follow my vision, and then I combined it. And then I used a voice synthesizer called Typecast, and I just plugged in my prose, and I chose the voice that I wanted. And then I used Night Cafe and some Midjourney to create art, but mostly Night Cafe. Midjourney has been giving me issues, but Night Cafe, as you can see, gives me pretty good images. These are all from Night Cafe. And after that, I just plugged it into a video. I used royalty-free music in the background. I slowed down the poem, I spliced up the audio, and created that video. This is my Flickr account, so if you have a Flickr, you can follow dejanae.robinson and check it out. I upload weekly, sometimes daily, sometimes at midnight or 3 a.m. But check it out. Thank you for your time. And next week I will be having a gameplay and story time. And then the following week I'll do another craft talk. All right, thank you.
I'm gonna use the OpenAI playground.
Okay. Cam on.
Do I go over here, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cam on, I assume?
Cam on.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. I mean, never mind. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, wait. No, I forgot the order things are supposed to go on.
Particular construction.
There we go. I'm gonna open the GPT. Oh, it's hard to type with these.
Yeah.
With this on.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue.
That's okay. All right. Oh, I'm gonna log in with my account. Never mind. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Take it away.
All right, can everyone see me? Uh-oh. Okay, there we are. I'm here.
If you just unmaximize that, there you go, perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm actually going to get this to write fan fiction for my characters from my novel that I'm working on. So how do I not make chat go away? Oh, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I'm going to start with the sentence, "It was midnight in the monastery, and Ignatius and Rook were still awake." I'm going to start this off with not telling it to write anything specific and see where it goes. "The fire in the fireplace had burned out and the monastery was plunged into darkness. They were talking in low voices. 'I don't understand why you're still here, Rook,' said Ignatius. 'You're not a monk. You don't have to stay here.' 'I know,' said Rook, 'but I want to. I like it here. It's peaceful.' 'But don't you miss your old life?' asked Ignatius. 'Your friends, your family?' 'I do,' said Rook, 'but I've made my peace with it. I'm happy here.' 'I'm glad,' said Ignatius. 'I'm glad you found some place you can be happy.' There was a long silence. 'Ignatius,' said Rook, 'there's something I need to tell you.' 'What is it?' asked Ignatius. 'I'm leaving the monastery,' said Rook. 'What?' asked Ignatius, surprised. 'Why?' 'I can't explain it,' said Rook. 'I just feel like I need to go.' I'm going to have him say, 'But you just told me.'" Oops. that you liked it here. Why would you lie to me like that? You know you can tell me anything. Oop. And we're going to submit that. I'm sorry, said Rook. It's just something I have to do. When? Asked Ignatius. Tomorrow, said Rook. Where will you go? Asked Ignatius. I don't know, said Rook, but I'll find some place. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like, said Ignatius. You don't have to leave. I know, said Rook, but I need to. There was another long silence. I'll miss you, Rook. I'll miss you too, Ignatius, said Rook. Ignatius felt like he had to do this. I'm going to check chat real quick. I don't know why it's into. Yeah, so the background for these characters is like, they are actually, it's kind of a slow burn romance inside of two characters going to the monastery for different reasons. One of them because he's gay and one of them because he's trans, and like basically it was like at the time like an allegory for like political and religious persecution. Oh, thank you. But you know, it's become very, very real recently. So I'm doing a rewrite of my novel in the current day, for the current day. Ignatius felt like he had to do something. He leaned in, putting his hand on Rook's thigh. I hope it doesn't get too spicy from here, because it's supposed to be romantic, but if it does get spicy, that's fine. You don't have to go, Rook, he said. You can stay here with me. He felt Rook tense at his touch. I'm sorry, Ignatius, said Rook, but I can't. He stood up and walked away, leaving Ignatius alone in the dark. Ignatius knew he couldn't accept this. He ran after Rook, tripping on the door frame on the way out. He hit the ground hard and blacked out. I want to see where it'll take me from here. Aw, dang, it stopped it. So I guess like if I was using this to write my novel, I would put the chapter stop here and then start on another chapter. How many minutes do I have left? 5. Okay, so we're gonna write a fan fiction now. I just wanted to see what it would do if I put in my original characters. I use this all the time. So there's these two YouTubers I like. I've been writing real person fan fiction for them, which is like, there's a debate over that, but come on. Let he who has not read one of these before cast the first stone. So we are going to write one and we're going to see how it goes. So I'm going to put in the fandom, super mega, and I'm going to say /fic, real people. As you can see, I've used this a lot. Male, FTM. This is how they do tags on fanfiction websites. So that's why I've done that. Set in coffee shop AU. And then I'm going to put the pairing name, and then I'm going to put write me this fanfiction. I love this. Oh my god. Oh, it didn't give me the right character. So if you're reading this, it says Ryan's a barista at a small shop near his apartment. He's worked there for a few months and he's good at his job. He's quick with the coffee and he always has a smile for the customers. One of the regular customers is Matt, a tall, handsome man. He is tall in real life, so that's perfect. Who comes in every morning for his coffee fix. Ryan can't help but admire Matt from afar, and he's pretty sure that the feeling is mutual. One day, Matt comes into the coffee shop and he's looking a bit down. Ryan asks him what's wrong, and Matt confides in him that he's just come out as transgender to his family and friends. He's feeling a bit lost. Ryan listens sympathetically, and he gives Matt a hug. From that day on, the two of them became close friends and eventually became something more. They started dating, and Ryan is the first person Matt feels comfortable enough to be himself around. Together, they face the challenges of mass transition, and they support each other through everything. They're happy together, and they wouldn't have it any other way. So it gave me a stop. So sometimes when I do GPT-3, I'll put in like the start to a fan fiction, and then it'll give me like a complete like arc within like 3 or 4 sentences. And sometimes it stops. So actually, I'm going to go back to here and delete all of this, and we're just gonna submit over again. Okay, so, ooh, okay. So basically it's the same storyline, and then what if I ask it to, let's take it step by step? That's actually a good idea. Let's take it step by step. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So it's giving me a pitch, like an elevator pitch for this fan fiction. For starters, we have the pairing. Matt Ryan is a popular Flash ship, especially in the Mega 64 fandom. That's not the fandom. Then we have the setting. Coffee Shop AU is a popular AU alternate universe, which the characters work in a coffee shop. Finally, we have FTM Ryan. FTM stands for female to male, and in this context, it means that Ryan is a transgender man. So write me the first paragraph. I don't know how to work GPT-3 like this, but if you guys have, please, please give me guidance, because I haven't used it. Let's take it step by step. So Ryan was nervous. It was his first day working at a coffee shop, and he was still getting used to being out as a transgender man. He had been assigned to work with Matt, and he was worried that his colleague might not be accepting. This is so much better. Wait, how do I push the maximum length up? Oh, right here. Okay. This is cool. I've never experimented with that before. I'm gonna say, so write me the fan fiction. Maybe it will help you to know that they are named. I'm gonna see if it can pull any fan fictions from like the database it looked from. I am like telling on myself that I read these kinds of fan fictions, but here we go. Ooh, so he's working, but he has his doctor's appointment in an hour. Oh my god. This is actually pretty accurate to real fan fiction from this fandom. So yeah, so Ryan is working with Matt when Matt drops a coffee mug, like one coffee mug. It would go on a long oh, okay. Yeah, GPT-3, you have to like work with it a little bit. I'm so sorry, Matt said, his voice trembling. I'll clean it up. He is usually the anxious one in fan fictions. Oh, my time seems to be up.
Come on if you want.
Okay, cool. I don't know. Do we want to get to a conclusion of this one? Sound off in the chat. Okay, here we go. So Matt, this is a classic trope in like romance / fan fiction. Matt drops the mug and he's like sad, and then Ryan rubs his back like at work. Like the HR should be interested anyway. And then Matt says, his voice is shaking. He says, "I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm here for you. It's going to be okay. I'm here for you." All the customers were staring at them. But Ryan didn't care. All he cared about was helping Matt through this difficult time. I'm gonna say, why was he doing this? He didn't even know this man. Could it be that he felt a certain way? Oh yeah, I hit submit. okay. He took Matt to the back room. He took Matt to the back room to let him collect himself. He stared at the taller man as he worked his way through the anxiety attack. I like a slow burn. Okay. I'm gonna delete this last one. He felt an urge to do something impulsive. Huh. He pulled Matt down to his height and kissed him. He tasted like, what did he taste like, chat? I'm gonna say minty toothpaste and chocolate icing. Oh, he tasted like coffee, huh? Well, too late. He tasted like espresso. If he tasted like peppermint mocha, I would be really grateful for that. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna submit. I'm sorry, he said immediately. I shouldn't have done that. It's okay, Matt said, his voice barely a whisper. I just wanted to make you feel better, Ryan said. You did, Matt said. He looked into Ryan's eyes and the attraction was undeniable. Do you want to get coffee sometime? Ryan asked before he could lose his nerve. I would love that. Flash forward 6 months. Let's see if we can get like a conclusion, or it's probably going to go sweet over like sexual, but we'll see. I'm reading the chat and you should read my stuff and give me hints what to do. So Ryan brings up that Matt wants to transition, and Ryan said, but I want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what you decide. Matt smiled. Thank you, Ryan. It means a lot to me. I just want you to be happy, Ryan said. I am happy, Matt said, with you. He leaned in and kissed Ryan, and Ryan couldn't help but feel hopeful for the future. And then we get the orchestra swelling and the chapter, it's probably like more like a one-shot or like a short fiction. So, yeah, what if he's toxic? I don't know. Maybe he is. Like, okay, what should I do to introduce some tension? A toxic cat? Give him, he already has trauma. He was freaking out because he dropped a coffee mug. Wait, that gives me an idea. But then Matt dropped another mug. I just want to see what it'll do. I don't want to ruin this one because it actually has like a storyline, but what if I did one of these? You are a chicken. You are walking down the street. Suddenly, you see something on the ground. You stop and look at it. It's a piece of bread. You eat it. But was it bread? Oh, okay. Suddenly you see something on the ground. You stop and look at it. It is a corpse. The first thing you would do is probably turn and run the other way. But you are not listening to your instincts today. You are curious. You want to know what happened. You approach the corpse. It's a man. He's wearing a suit. He has a gunshot wound to the head. There is a gun next to his body. You know that you should not touch anything. This is a crime scene, but you can't help yourself. You reach down and pick up the gun. You think about that farmer who kept you cooped up in a cage. You feel the need to go visit him now. You have always wanted to know what it would feel like to shoot a gun, and now you have the perfect opportunity. You point the gun at the farmer's head and pull the trigger. He falls to the ground dead. You drop the gun and run away. You run all the way to Chicken-Addy. You tell the police what happened. They arrest you and put you in jail. The moral of the story is, don't be curious about things that are none of your business. That feels like an appropriate ending to my stream time. We learned a lesson today. I think I'm going to take this off because I've had several sweat beads like dripping down my face. And obviously I'm going to stream for longer in the future, but maybe have a fan going. So yeah, don't be curious about things that are none of your business. Thanks, everybody.
Hi.
I sent Pinckney an email with a link. I don't know if he's accessed it. I got to access through here. But otherwise,
Let's see if he's left it.
Dox him.
Let's just log into his Gmail and see what he's got. He's not shy
Hopefully
about
this
this
time
stuff.
I'm not
so.
labeled unimportant.
Yeah,
that one.
That one? Alright. Here we go.
It's easy enough to scope that.
Yeah,
Let's load it up fully on YouTube.
Yep.
Now, if you do it like this, you'll be able to play it and watch chat the whole time.
Cool. Thank you so much. Alrighty, y'all. I've got a little bit of an analog horror piece, so I'm just gonna play it. Let me know if sound is bad, but we'll see.
It's easy enough to scale the fence, though none of us are in impressive shape. One can fit the toe of their sneaker easy enough from the wire, and from there it's just momentum. One of us needed a hand and a push to the ass, but he makes it in the end, though we all know that if we are chased, he will be left behind. It does not put any of us at ease, but none of us will forget it. We make our way closer to the pump jack, approaching the way men without guns face tigers. We did our search. We know it for what it is, but the largeness of it still feels immense. We've known this place only as horizons. To stand in its shadows feels more like a violation than trespassing. One of us puts a hand to it, and we all feel the hum of it, living, breathing, even in the quiet freedom of the room. We don't speak. There is no need. What do we have to say that has not already been laid out? Any attempt at whispering feels like a scream. We communicate in gestures, pointing fingers and halted fists, and we make our way through. Their pipes, so big and dense that they become a challenge, each a vein scarring the landscape. We are careful not to trip on them, though someone inevitably does. We follow them, working ourselves into our own labyrinths, leading to containers or structures, chemical baths or voids. The curl of the place like bugs, like unbribed inspectors, like concerned citizens who aren't above buying a pair of bolt cutters. We look, but we do not take. Evidence is not needed, not when the horrors are already known. And what good are souvenirs? We do not want this, but we have it nonetheless, so we may as well follow its paths. We return to one another in batches. Surveys confirmed until one of us finds the right pit, the 7 piled beside it. Slick water. To fall in would be to die. To take a sip is a joke with our name. To stand near it burns our eyes, and we've seen what looks like communal taps. Someone's grandmother swears she can light the water on fire. In the night we cannot see it, but we can catch its shine, amplified our phone flashlights. If we are people with connections, we take a sample. We are not. We have no illusions of being saved, even if we did. It is not an act of God. How are you saved from something done on purpose? This is our altar, whether we like it or not. We look at it for as long as we can, though it remains static and we remain cold, vulnerable in our stillness. Finally, one of us turns their back to it, and then another, and I want to sit with it longer even though I know it will not answer me. I want to shake it, to splash through it and demand an answer. I know I will not get one, but the people who could answer me are counties, if not cities, states, nations away. My dad works here, and he will not talk about it. We do not blame him. In the same way we do not blame the town, but we cannot live with it in us. He cannot live with it in him. We do not talk with the chemicals. We do not talk with the groundwater. We do not talk with the sinkholes. But tonight we follow them down. We cast our gaze down every chin. We look in every door. We expect to be caught, to be detained, but we are not, and boldness grows within us. We want to find something that will scar us. We want to find something we can feel. We want the sun to eat the earth and to be vindicated in its doing so. We are not. At daybreak we leave, a little worse for the wear. I wish we burned it down. I wish I drowned in that slick water, that I swallowed it. When we get into our cars, we do not speak of it. We never will.
Yeah, so that was that. A variety of stolen images that were then put into a converter. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like, you know, the old school like text used to make images, but you know, on a much grander scale, so we actually get detail, and I didn't have to type out a million letters. But yeah, put that through. I then recorded ambient sound of just like the room. Then I recorded the microwave. So we take what we can find. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Have a nice evening.
Good job.
let's see. So, why is it making this
Which phone?
flicker?
Oh, just type in the address bar up there with the URL. Just click there.
Oh, okay. I was looking for
Or
this.
Flickr, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Make it search people though. Click the word people over on the left. Or do that.
People?
Yep, there you go.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You are.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can look me up. I don't remember what the user thing is under.
It's just under Lindsay Pierce. Hang on. I will send you. I'll put it in Twitch chat.
Sweet. Okay. So, I was gonna share a little video that I made that was inspired by De La Jetée. And actually, you can see some of the other images that are used in the twine that I streamed. They were kind of uploaded on here. But I have to try and, here we go. Took me a very long time to get that doorway, actually. I had to make many a doorway. And it still didn't create the door that I wanted it to, which was like the cellar door that opens up, you know, no, the AI does not understand it. It was a struggle. Okay, so this is a short, very short video that I kind of thought of as like almost like a intro pitch to a game or something like that. So let's take a look.
Hello? 1. It's not funny anymore. 2. Where are you? 3. Mom? Poor thing.
She doesn't know.
Out of here. Mom! Mom!
Just come with me, okay? It'll be easier just to show you. Come with me up this way. Don't be scared. I'm with you. So that was sort of like a little pitch thing for a game idea. And I actually I made this video using Canva, which was my first time making a video using Canva. I've done it with PowerPoint before. And there were a lot of audio tracks for this, some of which, actually most of the audio tracks are actually my voice, but I manipulated them by just messing with the different frequencies and, you know, treble and bass and running it through filters. And then I did use a lot of like the siren sound, and like the sound walking up the stairs was used from, I think, freesound.org. And the voice that was saying mom, I was able to find a longer track where it was said multiple times, and was able to sort of cut it up so that I could use it in 2 different instances. So I learned a lot by making this very short video, but it was quite complicated to make it through Canva. So I don't know if I would use it for a longer piece, because Canva also caps the amount of audio tracks, like the amount of layers you can ultimately have. So anyway, I was happy with what I was able to produce, but I don't know if I would use that particular format again. And the other thing, let's see, we have some questions in the chat. How did I run the audio through filters? So I used, what did I use? There is a program on my computer, and I want to say it's Audible, but I don't think, or not Audible. I'll have to get back to you on that because I don't remember off the top of my head what it's called. Huh?
Audacity?
Was it Audacity? Maybe that's it. It's an A.
It can do that and it's free.
Yes, it's Audacity. Yep. So Audacity allows you to manipulate and mess with audio, and it's free. And so it actually allowed me to do all sorts of things, as you can see. I used, different aspects for different effects. So I highly recommend it because that worked super well. And I just used like the mic off of my laptop. So it was nothing special. And what was the other thing? Yeah, so Canva, Audacity, freesound.org. But yeah, I was also going to share an AI account, or not an AI account, well, yes, an AI account on Instagram. And it was exploring, let's see if I can get it to, yes. So this is an account that I made on Instagram that is basically exploring AI and the projection of like identity when identity is not always easily defined. And so I kind of playfully called it gaydar, like how good is AI's gaydar? And I did this by running it through a couple of different prompts, or I compared Midjourney and Night Cafe, and to see kind of whether the two different systems would produce different results. And so one that I especially want to share, it's really not gonna let me do this, huh?
What's wrong?
I want to...
You on Instagram?
Yeah. But I have to log in and I don't know who Pillbug is and I don't want...
Oh, well, you can log him out. It's Pinckney.
Is that Pinckney?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, well, it says the username you entered doesn't belong to an account. Why? Why do you thwart me?
You could log in as yourself real quick if you wish.
Oh, I think it's, I see.
It's autofill, so yeah.
Nope.
Try Xprof. Try his other login. Pinckney, we've definitely locked whatever that other Instagram is, so you're welcome. Yeah, he has the wrong password stored for all of his Instagrams.
Well, let's see if I can...
That is a thing people do. A lot of my customers like to do that.
Yeah, let me see if I can... See, the problem is I have to remember my password now, which is what I was trying to avoid this whole time. Also, because this...
Why would you want to avoid your password?
Because I would have to remember what my password is, Toby, first of all.
God.
I don't appreciate being called out this way. Never. Not now. Stop it. Okay, ta-da! So I wanted to share this sort of comparison because I found this incredibly interesting. So I'm gonna kind of run through this. The first 4 images I did through Night Cafe, in which I prompted it to produce a drag queen teaching a math class. And so I ran that prompt in a couple different ways, and let's just take a look at them real quick. So 1 and 2, these were the prompts through Night Cafe. And the second one, I added photorealism, detailed, colorful. As you can see, it really didn't incorporate those elements very well. However, it successfully produced a drag queen teaching a math class. Now, when I prompted it for a man teaching a math class, it also did a good job with that. Although when I added photorealism, detailed, and colorful, it produced what was even less realistic and detailed. So that was kind of interesting. And so then I ran it through Midjourney, which I found it really interesting because Midjourney seemed to really struggle with conceptualizing a drag queen being able to teach a math class. And I actually ran the prompt several times in different ways, trying to get it to produce an image like Night Cafe had. But what I found interesting was that once I ran that prompt through Midjourney, it immediately, first time, was able to produce images of a man teaching a math class. And so, again, you can kind of interpret that how you want. But I kind of jokingly said maybe that's a failure of imagination. But another thing that I'm exploring through this account is the idea of projected stereotypes or projected assumptions. And so I think Midjourney did a very good job of demonstrating that in some ways, where it was a struggle to imagine a drag queen in a context outside of what might be stereotypically considered plausible. So let's see, questions in the chat. Oh yeah, so in this particular instance, it was just a drag queen teaching math class, and I was just comparing Night Cafe with Midjourney, and then discovered, I just kind of stumbled upon this. It wasn't actually my intention, but once I realized and was making those comparisons, I found that very interesting. Let's see. So other ones, for example, was lesbian author. Coincidentally, that's actually me. So, but I really loved how it produced this. This was Midjourney, and kind of playing, so you can see the original 4 options here. And it's interesting because if you are looking at sexual orientation, which is not evident, it often just puts a rainbow in the picture to indicate that there's some sort of queer identity. So that was kind of an interesting thing to notice. Yes, very long neck, but I think it was just, I don't know, it was aesthetically pleasing. And so this one I just put through Night Cafe, and the prompt was queer artist. And what was interesting is on the second run, it did this. And I was reading an article that was talking about this effect, and I forget what they called it, but essentially there seems to be some indication that when the AI does this, it is learning. And it is running through sort of a lot of different permutations and images. And it's kind of like, I imagine, like word salad, when you think about toddlers pairing together words or concepts that don't really go together yet. That was kind of how I thought about this. And I didn't know what it was originally when I posted it, and then I happened to run across that article, which I should try and find where I found it originally. But it was very interesting. So that's a possibility here. Let's see. Yeah, Iranian and Persian. Mediterranean. Yeah, so there's just interesting sort of aspects like that. And let's see, this was one that I ran through Midjourney, and there's also, so this was also the queer artist prompt. And it only produced images with a rainbow background or colorful background. So that was kind of, an interesting interpretation of. And then there was another one I wanted to show you. Oh, so this was very interesting. 2 more examples. I ran this prompt through Night Cafe and Midjourney, intersex student. So intersex is a biological condition. Actually, it's an umbrella term for, I think it's like hundreds of conditions that can lead to intersex biology. And what was interesting is this is what Night Cafe produced, which I found incredibly intriguing and compelling. And then it actually banned me from using the word intersex on Midjourney, which I found fascinating and troubling. So this was, again, another example of Midjourney. It's interesting to run up against some of the parameters of Midjourney in a way that I think is socially problematic, and leads to some interesting commentary about how those choices and parameters are set and who makes those choices and sets those parameters. So something to consider. At this point, the account is really just about documenting this phenomenon and just exploring it. I don't think I have a lot of fully formed ideas, thoughts, or conclusions about any of this, but I thought it would be good to share it. So this was another one that the prompt was trans man gardener. And this example that I'm showing on screen right now, the 4 examples, I think I ran it through Midjourney. So it gave some really beautiful depictions of. I actually started doing this whole like gardener series because I was so inspired by what it produced here. And then I ran it through Night Cafe. So I will say that censored bar was not there. And it was in fact a penis, like a full-blown penis. So I was like, wow. It also is interesting because there is, you know, a lot of criticism around the experience of being transgender is that people often, you know, sexualize it, tokenize it, or equate it to genitalia, right? And so I know we were kind of, you know, like, oh, Night Cafe is just doing such a great job. This was an example of where Night Cafe did not do such a great job. And so, again, these are things that I'm documenting to explore. I would love for you to follow the account and engage with it, share your own thoughts. And also, if you have instances like this or experiments that you're running and you'd like to send it to me to put on this account, I will, of course, you know, credit you. And I think it would just be really interesting to have sort of a community engagement around this topic. So I appreciate you all. And I just think this is a really beautiful, I put in lesbian kindergarten teacher, and I just thought like some of the ones that came, I'm sorry, this lady would be a wonderful kindergarten teacher. I just find her very warm. And let's see, we have some comments in the chat. Yes, we might be banned from Twitch. You can see the tip. I realized that as I pulled it up. I was like, oh, I didn't quite censor the whole thing now, did I? Oh well, I'm not perfect. But yeah, thank you very much for checking it out. I have to actually exit this somehow.
Yeah, log out. Click on your little circle. Don't just go over. Yeah, log out.
There we go.
Otherwise, Pinckney's going to be posting on.
I know.
Bad things could happen.
Yeah, well, I'm so curious about what it says about AI. If anything, I don't know. Honestly, a couple of those images are just. Oh yeah, they're so really beautiful.
Cam? Camera gone. And the link's in Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, then just pull up Pinckney's Discord and it should be there.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Perfect.
This is a little video that I made with AI generated images. Oh, and
in front of her was a giant empty painting frame.
AI generated text.
Damien said, and with a
Playground
wave of his hand, the painting frame came to life. The sounds of gears whirring to life reverberated through the lab, and the stagnant circle in the middle slowly swirled. Whoa, what is this?
You'll see. Go in, take a step, Mara.
I don't know.
Have you ever known me to steer you into danger?
Damien asked, with a roll of his eyes.
The answer is no. You can step into it.
Fine, but you owe me a week's worth of groceries. I could get lost in your weird magic painting.
First of all, timescapes are frozen in it.
Limited extra-dimensional loop, I got it. Maru accepted the earpiece that Damien gave her, and stared at the swirling haze of the painting in front of her. Taking a deep breath, she stepped into the painting.
Don't panic, it's keeping you from falling. Maru, I'll start the experiment now.
Maru gasped as the haze lifted, and all of a sudden they were flying towards the familiar city. Wow, this is amazing, Damien. Is that my mother? Damien? Damien did not reply. Why are you showing me this? Maru tried to look away, but she felt frozen in place.
Open your eyes, you need to see this.
This isn't the truth, Damien. You can't rewrite what happened. Is this what this is about? So you can show me how she died? I never wanted to know. I don't care.
But you do. Otherwise, the timescape wouldn't show you tomorrow. I designed it that way. She died quickly.
It doesn't make up for what she did to me.
I know.
Oh. I lost Twitch chat.
If you unmaximize that window.
Oh no.
It's over here. Or no. Discord's up, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah. Close. Hide this. There you go.
Oh. Hi. The music is very Logitech. It's from an old anime. I forgot what it's called, but it's an idol anime. It's from the 80s. Yay. Thank you, everyone. It was all written by the AI, except for that really long description part at the front. And all the images were AI generated. Hello, sliding into your DM bed. I forgot the key and he's just a doormat. She died so quickly. Yeah, they were so dramatic. I didn't know where the story would go, so I ended up writing it based on whatever the AI gave me, and all of a sudden it inserted her mom dying. So that became the video. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me.
Could get lost.
There it goes. Not exactly right, is it? Okay. 1 second, let me switch this back. Okay, at some point Pinckney said make a story with GPT. So I tried to take GPT on a date. Did not go well. Let's see. Works in progress. Here we go. So we'll open that, close this, and yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna let it run with no cam here.
Hello, I'm Bob. You must be Darcy. Nice to meet you. Have you done speed dating before?
I have not done speed dating before, but it sounds like fun.
Well, Darcy, what do you do for a living?
I am a marketing consultant.
You like it?
I do. I get to work with a lot of different businesses and help them grow. It is very rewarding.
That sounds nice. I am a private investigator. What are you looking for in a date?
I am looking for someone who is intelligent, funny, and ambitious.
Is that why you're cheating on your husband?
No, I am not cheating on my husband. I am just looking for someone who shares my interests and who I can have a good time with.
Did you tell your husband you were going to a speed dating event?
No, I did not tell my husband about the speed dating event. He would probably not be too happy about it.
Can confirm. He hired me to follow you. Do you know how long I've been following you?
That is a bit creepy. No, I have no idea how long you have been following me.
A week. You've been on 2 dates. One of them went very, very well, and yet here you are at another dating event. What are you looking for?
I am looking for someone who is intelligent, funny, and ambitious.
You said that. It's none of my business, I suppose, but I'm curious. When did you fall out of love with your husband?
I am not sure. I think it just happened gradually over time.
Did he do something wrong? Did he neglect you? Did he hurt you?
No, he did not do anything wrong. We just grew apart over time and stopped being compatible.
Why didn't you tell him you want a divorce?
I did not want to hurt his feelings. We have been together for a long time and I still care about him.
But you are betraying him. How long have you been having affairs?
I have not been having affairs. I have only been on 2 dates.
Only 2 that I have seen. Are you sure there aren't more than 2?
Yes, I am sure there are only 2.
Well, there's 2 ways we can proceed, Darcy. I can go back and tell your husband what I know and get paid $5,000. Or you can pay me $8,000 to tell him you were just working late. Which would you prefer?
I would prefer to pay you $8,000 to tell him I was just working late.
Will you Venmo me $8,000?
Yes, I will Venmo you $8,000.
Darcy, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Would you like my business card?
Yes, I would like your business card.
Here it is. Would you like to go on a date with me sometime?
No, I would not like to go on a date with you.
Okay, well you've got my card if you change your mind. I hope you have a lovely evening, Darcy.
Hello, my name is Jim. I'm a divorce lawyer. Nice to meet you, Darcy.
God damn it.
So the GPT wrote Darcy's part, and I wrote the guy's part. But GPT did try to explain its way out of cheating on its husband. It did decide to pay me money instead of me reporting to its husband that it was cheating. And it decided to take my business card, but not go on a date with me. So it has some discerning taste. But yeah. Any other volunteers?
So I'm just gonna hop back on the GPT-3. Okay, so I'm actually not going to write any spicy fan fiction this time. I'm going to have it write a song with me based on lyrics from a song. I don't want to get us like like in trouble for it, but I could if we wanted to. Like, it just depends on what people want to do, but I'm going to see if it recognizes the lyrics to Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put it in there. Yeah, sorry. Maybe another time I'll do the other version. Ooh. We got a chorus 5 times. And I know it's not right, but I can't deny that I like it. I like it. I need it. I need it. Maybe I should put the links up. Ooh. Ooh. Write me a Mountain Goats song, because we're all writers here. And I've listened to a lot of what does the temperature do? I'll just turn it up to 1. Oh my god! This is actually... What? No, okay. Yeah, so he writes a lot of narrative songwriting. So this is about a person going to the city to claim their small disability check. The ride takes them past the city limits and into the hills where the roads would wind. I see the headlights of the cars in front of me as they disappeared around the bend. I think about my life and where it was going, and I try to hold on to the hope that things would get better. But it was hard to keep that faith when I was barely getting by. One night, I got off the bus and I started walking. I was tired of just surviving. I wanted to live. I walked up into the mountains and I kept walking till I couldn't walk anymore. I sat down on a rock and I looked out at the view, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like everything was going to be all right. I made my home in those mountains, and I swore I'd never come down. I'd live off the land and I'd be free. I know it sounds absurd, but I was happy there in my own little world. And then one day I heard a voice calling me back to the life I'd left behind. I knew I had to go back, but I'm not sure if I could ever really leave those mountains again. That was awesome. Cool. Okay, let's do something spicy. Let's see if it can... I'm not going to say any of this out loud. I hope we don't get in trouble. We're going to start it out a bit vague. Oh no, this is horrible. No, I'm going to delete this. This is so bad. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. That was bad. Let's take it one step at a time and write a spicy story that would be appropriate for Twitch. Oh. Oh. Maybe not.
Yes.
I mean, Okay. All right. Write me a pop song that would sell 1 million copies. Let's take it one step at a time. It's okay, we're not going to tell anyone about it, okay? Don't snitch on me. First, we need a catchy hook. Something that will stay in people's heads long after they've heard it. How about something like this? I don't want to wait for the sun to shine. I want to live my life now. Let's add a bit of depth. Our life is too short to wait for things to happen. We need to take control and make them happen. Rhyming happen with happen is peak songwriting right here. So let's not wait for the perfect time. Let's not wait for tomorrow. Now is the time to live. Now is the time to rise up and seize the day. Now is the time to shine. Now is the time to be alive. So let's not wait for the perfect time. Let's not wait for tomorrow. Now is the time to live. Now is the time to rise up and seize the day. That's awesome. I don't know. Does anybody have any requests? I want to keep writing songs and poetry. Strippers. Cat eulogy. Write a eulogy for my cat, Nathan Fielder. He was a good cat. He was toxic as well, but good. Like my mother. Here we go. He never scratched the furniture, always used the litter box, and didn't mind being left alone for long periods of time. He liked to drink out of the toilet and sit in the sun. He was a good cat. On his bucket list was to one day cross the Rainbow Bridge and meet all the famous cats that came before him. And today he has done just that. Nathan Fielder, you will be missed. Rest in peace, sweet prince. Let's do a little bit of a twine experiment. You are a toxic cat. Your presence is poisonous and you should be avoided at all costs. You are nothing but trouble and will only bring misery to those around you. It is best to keep your distance from others and stay away from areas where people congregate. If you must be around others, try to keep your mouth shut as much as possible to avoid spreading your toxic ways. One day, the toxic doctor came into town. Everyone was so excited to meet him and have him look at their ailing cats, but when the doctor saw the toxic cat, he immediately became alerted. "This cat is extremely toxic and dangerous," he exclaimed. "Everyone needs to stay away from it." The news quickly spread, and soon the whole town was aware of the toxic cat. Everyone was very cautious around it and made sure to keep their distance. The toxic cat didn't seem to care, though. It continued to roam around and spread its toxicity wherever it went. One day, a little girl was playing outside and she accidentally got too close to the toxic cat. The cat scratches her and she started to feel ill. She was rushed to the hospital where she was diagnosed with a rare and deadly disease. The doctor said that if she hadn't been treated so quickly, she would have died. The little girl recovered, but she was left with a scar from the cat scratch. She knows now to stay away from toxic cats and their dangerous ways. That's awful. You are an emotionally toxic cat. You like to gaslight people. You meow a lot. So true. You don't use the litter box. Dang. Well, I think I just wanted to try the lyric experiment. Maybe I'll do one more. I'm going to start the song, Can It Write a Joke? Let's try. Knock, knock. Who's there? Wanda. Wanda who? Wanda, you know what to do. Joke, what's the difference between a toxic cat and a corpse cake? I don't know. Well, one of them spreads disease, and the other is a corpse cake. Okay, it doesn't know how to respond to my bad jokes, but what did the improviser say to his wife? I love the anti-humor. Ooh, act like... Ooh. Ooh, I'm gonna... Zum. Oh my god, what was that? Pretend lesbos. Shit. Oh man. That's really funny. Okay. Tell me a joke about writers. Why did the writer cross the road to get to the other side? Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side of the page? It's giving me a shopping list, or... I forgot to add the MTF tag or the FTM tag. That's why it's doing this. Ooh. I don't know what to make of this. This is just a bit weird. I don't know what it did. Well, I think that's enough GPT-3 for today because it's gotten weird. But I appreciate you guys giving me suggestions because I usually do the same old, right, it has always been weird. I've always been doing the same old boring thing, so. Yeah, alright, thank you for joining me. Hopefully I can, I'm going to be doing a project for next week. I'm going to be making a bootleg cover of a song I really like and make images for it, so hopefully that will be something.
Very cool.